Hi friends, thanks for joining us. Liza, Heather, Sean here. We are just wanted to do these videos so that we could create something for you to come back at and look at, so you'll know some of the rules and regulations that we're looking for at your first meet. Or maybe it's your second meet and you just need a refresher on what we're expecting of you on meet day. So we're gonna have a couple of videos. This one we're gonna go over the squat, then we'll have the bench, and then we'll have the deadlift video. So you know exactly what to do for each of the lifts that we're looking for on meet day. All right, so we're gonna start with the squat and what you actually have to wear when you're performing your squat. We typically would require a singlet to be worn. Coming up, we have our high school only meet, and lucky for you, you actually don't have to wear a singlet if you don't want to. You can wear a cotton t-shirt and gym shorts. Now when we say that, we're giving you some liberty of not having to wear this super tight singlet, but at the same time, your clothes can't be exceptionally baggy because we need to be able to see different levers when you're doing your movements. So your shirts are gonna have to be tucked in. They need to be of a decent fitting size, like this shirt's not too baggy. She's got her sweatshirt on. Sean, what's your shirt? Sean's shirt, maybe a tad bit large, so maybe he could go down a size for shirt. But you're gonna have to tuck your shirts in so that we can see like your butt whenever we're trying to do bench press, some of your levers when you're squatting, things of that nature. And your gym shorts cannot be super long and super baggy. They're not gonna be allowed to go past your knees or anything of that nature. So keep that in mind when you're picking meet day attire for our high school only meet. That's the only meet that we're allowed to wear the t-shirt and gym shorts. Otherwise, you have to wear a singlet. We'll move on to knee sleeves. You're allowed to have neoprene knee sleeves. At the state level, your knee sleeves can be any brand. They just have to meet specs of what the national office requires, and that's in your lifter's handbook. So you can always refer to the exact specs that all of your equipment need to be. You're allowed to wear wrist wraps. Again, the specs for those wrist wraps are in your lifter's manual, and you can see exactly how long they're supposed to be. They're not allowed to be the exceptionally long ones. They can be like this long, and they can be the super short ones, but they cannot be the really, really long ones that you can wrap like a billion times. Belt, we have several different styles of belts that you're allowed to wear. They have to be a leather belt. It cannot be your CrossFit style belt that has the Velcro on it. None of your belts can have padding in the back. So it needs to be a leather belt. It can be a pronged belt, or it can be the lever belt, whichever you prefer. There's also some ratchet belts out there if you've ever seen those. They're on the website and you can see what we're looking for. Socks. You can wear knee highs, or in the squat you can wear like the no-show type socks, whichever you prefer. But if you're gonna wear the really tall socks, you have to make sure that they're not touching your knee sleeves or your singlet. If your singlet happens to be that low, that's incredibly long. So they just cannot touch anything else on your attire. Shoes, anything flat is applicable. You can't wear toe shoes and you can't wear boots. So you can wear wrestling shoes, deadlift slippers in the squat. You could wear those if you want. Any sort of tennis shoe if you even like, it doesn't matter, as long as it's just not work boots or the toe shoes or sandals of any sort. We're gonna have the rest of this video is gonna go over the commands and the exact movements that we are looking for your squat. All right, so we're gonna go over our commands and the exact movement, what we're looking for in the squat. So when you are getting ready to lift, you will be standing off to the side near a chop bowl typically, and you will be given the command by the head referee that your bar is loaded. At that point, you'll be able to approach the platform, get under the bar, set up, step back. When you are completely still, your knees are locked out, shoulders are upright, hips locked out, the head referee will give you the command as well as an arm motion and say, squat! You'll proceed to go down below parallel, then you'll be given the command to rack with the hand motion in. You will walk the bar in And then that is a good lift. So a couple things that we're looking for as referees, one being your hand placement. So we're gonna go over a couple things that you cannot do, and then we'll show you the couple of grips that you are allowed to do. So currently Sean has his pinkies underneath the bar here. That is not allowed. The rule book says that you can have your fingers wrapped, but currently his pinky is not wrapped. So he must bring that pinky around for it to be a legal lift. The other lift that you're not allowed to, or hand placement you're not allowed to have, is actually touching the, or on top of the inner collars on the bar. They can be up against it, but they cannot be on top, like here. The couple of grips that we are allowed to have, and that will be good lifts with your grip, is the rule book says your fingers must be wrapped around. That is meaning these 4 fingers here. So he also has his thumb here, that's completely allowed. The other grip that you are allowed to have is as long as your 4 fingers are wrapped, your thumb actually does not have to be wrapped around that bar. So those are the few grips that you are and are not allowed to have, and that we are looking for as referees. All right, now we're gonna go over what is the appropriate squat depth. Sean's gonna squat a little bit high for us, and you can see what is not acceptable. Right there, he was above parallel. Sean, do that again. So he is above parallel there. What we're looking at, Sean, to stay still so I don't die, is we're looking at the hip crease and the knee. This hip crease actually must become below your knee whenever you're doing your squat. So Sean, could you give us a good squat, sir? Right there is good. Can you go down and hold that into a pause squat? Good. We're looking at his hip here and this knee crease. This crease must be below this hip, this knee. Bars loaded. Squat. During the meet, you're gonna have spotters and loaders on each side and someone actually behind you. When you are given the rack command, those spotters and loaders are gonna help you bring that weight in. You guys wanna help him in? Very good, nice and safe there. Don't ever, the whole point of this portion was to just ensure that you do not ever dump the bar intentionally because you think you are not gonna get the lift. We wanna make sure that all times you stick with that bar so that you don't injure yourself or our spotters and loaders. So our spotters and loaders will help you in every single time that you get a rack command, so make sure to stay with that bar.
That's for sure.
So we're going to review what's going to happen. This is too much weight here for Sean to be able to attempt to get out of the hole with. So his spotters and loaders are actually going to assist him when he is going to miss this lift. Sean is stuck and unable to. He will be given the rack and the boys will help bring that weight in. So Sean did not leave that bar because he was able to pick it up. He had some assistance in bringing it in.